I wasn't going to come back down here for the second demonstration that we've had here this year, but once again Mallorca's been placed on the global media stage, protesting against tourism saturation and protesting about the lack of affordable accommodation for people living here on the island. Now, I'm unsure as to how many people are currently here at the protest, but we're going to turn the camera around, we're going to see what's going on, we're going to check out some of the messages. I've only seen a couple of signs up in English, but the people chanting, they're chanting, I'm assuming, to the government here, and they're telling them why they are not happy with the current situation over here in Mallorca. Well, so far the protesters had very much a cultural celebration. We've had the bagpipes playing, but now the chanting is starting. I can see banners saying, stop cruise ships. Stop private jets as well. Stop these private jets coming into the island. Now, the interesting thing is that a lot of the protests taking place are being made in Catalan. This is a big message for the government, the fact that nothing has been done over here so far this summer to limit tourism. So my only concern is that we're coming down into the centre of Palma, we're coming down past cafes. We can't see any people sitting out in cafes this evening. But you know, I'm here, I'm speaking in English. People can hear me talking, and so far it's been a peaceful protest. So I see a sign about sustainable tourism, about the preservation of language and the cultural life over here in Mallorca too. It's hard to see the end of this protest actually. It's stretching far up through Palma. The Mallorca flag is being flown high here. Welcome to Mallorca, paradise without limits. That is a very, very strong message. Save Mallorca is another message too. So I can't believe this. We have also got a Free Palestine demonstration taking place too. It's on the back of the fact that Leonardo Hotels, I do believe, are owned by an Israeli company. They've hijacked this event. Another important message. Should it be mixed up with this message here about having more life, about having affordable accommodation over here in Mallorca? I don't know. But the overriding message coming out of the protest this evening is about having more life, less tourism, having homes for all here, having homes for people living here on the island. Is this going to happen? I don't know. Is the government going to listen? Are we going to see any measures put in place? Watch this space. So we're going to talk sustainable tourism now. I'm right here in the middle of the demonstration. Girls, tell me, what do you want to say?
Basically, as you can read here, we have the saying that we have to change the route of the tourists. We're not saying that we don't have tourists here in the island, but we have to change the way that we do these tourists. We have to do it more sustainable and also to respect the locals here, because due to all the people that come here, this island is really small and we don't have the capacity and the resources to keep with all the budget, the luxury budget that all the tourists from Germany, UK that come here. So we just want to have our rights respected, and then of course they can come here, but we have to have the budget to live free, like have all the rights, daily rights. That's all we ask for.
It's extremely difficult to live here. The rents are too expensive. How can you afford an apartment here?
We have to share. For us, we are the young kids, the younger generations, that we have to fight for our rights, because I came from a family that we don't have like the home, so I have to share the flat so I can study here. I have to share with other students. If I want to have a job here, my job, all the salary is going to go for the home because it's really expensive. So we are asking to have all the budget of the houses and the flats that more sustainable and have direct access for the local people first.
Also, I want to just say as well, this message is very important. Are you telling tourists to go home?
Of course, if tourists that came here respect our island and they go to local business, that's good, but first we have to respect the locals here so we can have the basic rights. We only ask for that.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Okay, so one poster I can see here, take back your trunks and give back our homes. Interesting, I think that might be the reference to Magaluf, who knows. And look, we've got here another message about the environment, about the lack of water here in Mallorca and the water restrictions. It's highlighted by the amount of water that residents here consume. And you can see that the average tourist apparently consumes twice as much water as the average resident, and luxury tourism consumes even more on top of that. And this is on top of having water restrictions in various communities around the island. Okay, I can see a sign here saying, tourists, we love you, but you don't buy our land. Okay, so tell me, what do you mean by this poster? You're saying, tourists, we love you, but don't buy our land.
Well, it's a way to demonstrate tourists that we are not against them as such, but we are against the touristic model, which is part of the neoliberal or capitalistic model also. And what we just are defending is which is basic for us to live, which is living, paying the rent, being able to afford a house, but also preserve our resources, our culture. And when tourists they come here and they don't consider that they have an impact on all of this, then they damage our territory and us, and it's very difficult to live in this way. So when we live in an island and our territory is limited, speculation and construction of houses made for tourists made that we cannot afford a house. So if you come to Mallorca, please just respect our culture. It's so noisy, it's so difficult to speak. But if you buy our land, it will make that we cannot afford to pay rent, because it will be much more expensive because you have high salaries and you make the rent higher here. But also it makes that most of the houses in Mallorca, they are empty most of the year because you just use it for your 2 weeks holidays, while people here live the whole year, because this is a living place, right?
Okay, so I think the message in this protest is quite clear, that there are not so many tourist go home signs that we saw in the last demonstration. This is a government protest. It's a protest about the cost of living over here. It's the protest about a lack of affordable housing. It's an environmental protest here too. People are complaining about the water restrictions that have been placed on local communities when luxury tourism is consuming so much water here too. There's even a Free Palestine movement too going on. I think just about every single issue that could possibly be related to over-tourism has been covered here in this protest. It's also about the inability to be able to afford property here. It's about the real estate industry too. I think there definitely is many people here today, as there were in the last protest too. Is the government going to take note? I don't know. Let's see. If not, you can probably see us back here in the next couple of months. Something has to be done over here. People are going to be staying away from the island naturally on the back of these protests. My advice to you though is to watch this video here if you want to see what it's really like over in the holiday resorts. Don't forget, I'm in Palma, I'm in the city centre, I'm not in the resorts. They're not protesting over here in the resorts. Go and check out that video, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.